The NFL draft is only 4 days away, and the Ravens are back in the building. Football is feeling like it is back. We heard from Roquan Smith, Kyle Hamilton, Tyler Linderbaum on contract extensions. We got updates there. Let's dive into all the details in this episode of the Flock Rundown.
Ravens Flock. The Flock Rundown is the place to be.
Motionless brainwaves attempt to swim their way to sense, can't tame the untamed.
What's up, Ravens fans? My name is Ryan, and welcome back to another episode of the Flock Rundown. Feeling like football's back, man. We got the draft right around the corner. The guys are back in the building today, or at least a lot of them. And we got to hear from Kyle Hamilton, Roquan Smith, Tyler Linderbaum. We'll start with Tyler Linderbaum because we also got some contract updates today when Cam Jurgens, center for the Philadelphia Eagles, signed a 4-year, $68 million deal, $39.4 million guaranteed. That comes out to $17 million a year. So that kind of sets the floor, or at least the market value, for a Linderbaum extension. Creed Humphrey is making $18 million a year. That is the top dollar. We'll see where Linderbaum comes in. I mean, I'm expecting somewhere in that range. Could be a little bit more than Creed Humphrey. I know there's a lot of fans that are saying that he doesn't deserve more, but market value goes up, and the Ravens could, just in salary value, have Linderbaum make a little bit more than Creed Humphrey, become the NFL's top paid center, and then maybe the cap hit's not as bad or something like that. Or he comes in under Creed Humphrey. I don't know. But regardless, it's, I would say, $17 million to $18.5 million a year. Somewhere in that range is where Tyler Linderbaum's extension is going to come in. It makes 0 sense to pick up the 5th-year option or do a franchise tag next year, because that will come in at $23 million, since that number's grouped in with the entire offensive line. So we got to get a Linderbaum extension done, hopefully this offseason. He did speak to the media today about that contract extension.
Yeah, no conversations yet. And let my agent handle that. I'm just focused on becoming as good of a football player as I can be for this team. Just coming in here every day and put my best foot forward and let all the other things take care of itself.
Did you take note of the Jurgens deal that was signed today?
Yeah, I mean, I was just made aware of that. He's obviously one of the best centers in the league, a really high caliber player, so excited for him.
So it seems like Tyler Linderbaum could care less about the extension. I know he does care about it, but he's focusing on football, and he says that's what agents are for. Hopefully they work it out, and I'm sure they will. I know the Ravens right now are dealing with the draft, so they're definitely not about to get an extension done this week, most likely, but in the next few weeks or throughout this offseason, it would not shock me if a Tyler Linderbaum and or Kyle Hamilton extension gets done. The Kyle Hamilton one's a little bit different just because he's going to reset the market, and picking up his 5th-year option would actually be cheaper than signing him to an extension. So the Ravens may opt to buy more time with Kyle Hamilton. I don't think it's smart to do that, just because the value will continue to go up. There's really no dropping in value with a guy like Kyle Hamilton. Tyler Linderbaum also spoke on the impact of Roger Rosengarten coming in as a rookie and playing as good as he did last year, how much that helped the team, and he talked about Vorhees coming into this year and the confidence level there.
Yeah, Andrew's a starting caliber player. Obviously the thing with him, just obviously coming off the knee injury, I think OTAs last year was the first reps he's gotten in like 2 years, so he's just making jumps and jumps each and every day. I thought he played at a high level for the games that he was in, and then obviously dealing with the ankle injury was unfortunate. He's another guy that, have the utmost confidence in when he steps in there that he's going to play at a high level.
Moving on to Kyle Hamilton, who also spoke to the media today, was also at workouts today, and had a similar answer to the contract extension question. He said he's not worrying about it. He's not focused on it. His agent can deal with that. He'd rather not think about it during the season. So hopefully it gets done during this offseason. And regardless, I see the Ravens picking up Kyle Hamilton's 5th-year option before the May 1st deadline, which comes in a week and a half from now. I do think they'll pick up Kyle Hamilton's, and then hopefully we can still get an extension done. But regardless, we'll have Kyle Hamilton locked up next year for $18 million.
I haven't had too many talks about it, to be honest. They're busy with draft stuff and all that stuff going on. I'm not in a big rush, so if it happens, cool, and if it happens this offseason, cool too, but I'm not in a rush to get it done necessarily.
Is that something whatever happens, like is that something you want to have kind of resolved one way or the other, like before you get into the end of the season?
Yeah, I mean, I would like to. I don't really like worry about outside stuff during the season. That's been since high school, honestly, whatever it may be, and this is obviously a different beast. But, yeah, I kind of just want to be able to play football and focus on that. And, if that stuff is going on during the season, then that's what I have agents for. So they'll do a good job with that. But, that's such a hypothetical at this point that I'll just cross that bridge when I get there.
Kyle Hamilton also spoke on the impact of having their defense and team collectively get off to a fast start this year. He said that he felt like last year they put themselves in a hole and kind of couldn't even have a chance at the number 1 seed because they were losing so many early games. And a lot of that was due to the secondary struggles. So I know that wasn't him specifically. It was more of a Marcus Williams, Eddie Jackson situation and just Zach Orr being in his first year. And I don't think that the defense is going to have a sluggish start like that. You got Zach Orr coming into his second year. You know that the combo of Kyle Hamilton and Ardarius Washington works. I know we might draft a free safety early in the draft and then we might shuffle some things around, but I don't see the same type of growing pains that we had last year. We got Nate Wiggins playing full time now. He was barely playing at the start of last year, and I know he was a rookie, but Nate Wiggins was our best outside corner. So it was important to have him out there. He wasn't out there early in the season. Secondary struggling week after week. Nate Wiggins not really struggling whenever he's out there. Now he's going to be out there full time. We know what Marlon brings. I just don't see the same type of struggles happening earlier in this season. So I agree with Kyle. I think this team can get off to a much faster start, especially this defense. We already trust the offense to put up some points. I don't think that that's going to be a big issue, but the defense, the secondary specifically, was a big issue at the beginning of last year, and starting out, 0-2, losing to the Chiefs and Raiders, it does put you behind the ball, man. Like, you can't go out and have a number 1 seed dominant type season. Not that we need that, but it helps. It helps just moving on to the divisional round, and now you only got to win 2 games to get to the Super Bowl. It does help the team. It gives them rest. There's benefits to it. And just from a confidence standpoint, hitting the ground running, starting the season out 2-0 instead of 0-2 is a big difference. So I don't think we'll see that type of slow start this season.
Last year didn't get off to a great start. It's kind of behind the 8 ball, but, we found our way at the end of the season. But who knows if we Tyler's telling me to hurry up, so who knows if we started off well, we would have a chance with the 1 seed and stuff like that. So it's important for us this year to kind of, I think it's important that we've gone through that and understand how hard it is to climb out of that hole and how we change that this year.
We also heard from Roquan Smith today. He spoke on his confidence level about Trenton Simpson getting much more of a starting role beside him this season.
Yeah, Trent, man, I got a great deal of respect for him. Got some good sessions in with him this offseason as well, and just trying to build on our bond with each other as well, knowing what he's thinking in certain situations, and also like just knowing what I'm thinking as well, and just getting out and doing more things to create a tighter bond. But I think like the guy has all the athletic ability in the world, everything you would want, and like I got great faith that he's going to be able to put it all together. And with the addition of our coach, I'm very excited about that as well. Trent is, so it's going to be awesome, and we're excited to get to work. And what's going to happen is going to happen, but we know we're going to prepare. Like every day is our last day, so that's the mindset, and I'm very excited for him and his future, though.
I hope Trenton Simpson can stay out there, man. We need it. We really don't have another starting caliber linebacker to fill in. We lost Chris Board and Malik Harrison. They were the ones who were kind of in a rotation last year and filled in when Trenton Simpson was struggling a little bit. So hopefully he can step up and play consistently. It's not like he doesn't have the athletic traits like Roquan said. I mean, this guy's a freak athletically. He can do anything. And hopefully last year was a great growing experience for him, and he can come into this year, hit the ground running, and we can get back to having one of the best linebacker duos in the league. I don't know if he's going to instantly be what Patrick Queen was in his last year, but Trenton Simpson has the ability to be a dominant linebacker. He flies to the ball. He's made plays before. It's not like he can't do it. He just had some inexperience, was thinking too much, and was just not playing consistently, was not playing his assignment consistently. And I think he just needed that experience last year to be able to step up and assume that starting role for the entire year this year. So hoping Trenton Simpson takes a big leap. That would help this defense tremendously. I think he can be a playmaker next to Roquan Smith, and we need that middle of the field shored up. There's no reason Trenton Simpson can't be solid in coverage either. He has the speed. He can cover tight ends and stuff. He just needs to get his technique down and consistently do a good job so that the coaches trust him to keep him out there. But man, it was fun seeing the guys out there today. We got to see TJ Tampa out there, Matt Abike, Travis Jones, Tavius Robinson, Awuzie was out there, Broderick Washington. A ton of guys came to the offseason workouts, and these workouts continue for this week and the next 8 weeks. It's a long program. Next week we're going to see the rookies that we draft on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. They're going to be in the building. They're going to be working out. We got rookie mini camp around the corner. Football's back, man. I know it's not like meaningful regular season games, but if you're a football junkie, if you're a super fan like I am, this is back. We are back. The guys are in the building. They're working out. The way they were speaking in the press conference today, they were saying that the offseason's over. They're like, oh, the offseason flew by. Here we are. We're back. So it's definitely fun to see the guys ramp back up, see the team together, or at least most of them. It'll be super fun to see the rookies come in. I'm excited to see who we draft on Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday. I can't wait, man. But let me know what you guys are thinking about everything. Appreciate you as always for tuning in to another episode of the Flock Rundown. Have a beautiful rest of your day, and I'll let the greatest linebacker in the history of the game take us out.
Ravens flock. The flock rundown is the place to be. My man Ryan has been a lifelong Ravens fan since he was born. The flock rundown. Nothing gets better than waking up and wondering how high we can fly. Tune in.
Motionless brainwaves attempt to swim their way to sense, can't take